Will Show has everything you want to know. Keep up everything about sports so you gon' catch his flow. Never be low. Check it every day, cause he gonna upload. You gonna be happy, cause you call his flow. Talking, he gonna make you even wanna talk. Might even get inspired, take it for a walk. Listen to his voice, yeah, you have a choice. But if you don't listen, you gonna be lost. Catch your attention like Randy Moss. Share it like you really just did a toss. Kick your feet up, enjoy the show like you a boss. He's gonna make you happy so you don't worry. Like and subscribe and join the ride. Not from Alabama, but we stay roll tide. Shows every night, so you better slide. Hit the nutty zone to be on our side. It's the Will Show.
What's going on, people? It's the Will Show. We back at it again with another. We had a great interview yesterday.
Yes, we
A
did.
great interview yesterday. And y'all know the season. It's football season, and it's other sports too. So don't feel ashamed. I think that we just ignoring them. So go ahead and reach us. But we got another banger tonight. Another banger. And so we're gonna go ahead and get rocking and rolling. But first of all, y'all know who I'm with. Quit playing. The Will Show featuring Will I Am and the Don. What's up, the Don? What's going on, man?
What's going on? What's going on? Been a long day, but hey.
I can tell with all them word texts you sent me. But but I would say this. See, the Don think he's slick. So yesterday he had, we had a U of L commit on, and he had his U of L stuff on, which is cool. That was dope. And today he done doubled down. He's doubled down. He's got WHS. What is that? You're gonna find out. You're gonna find out real soon what we're talking about. But before we get there, real quick, let's go on and do this real quick. Where to find us at 54 Sports Network. Social media is everywhere. It's everywhere. We talking about Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, TikTok. You don't stop. We got the Twitch. We on Twitch. Right now, we're on, I think it's like 5 different platforms right now. So we got to make sure everybody gets their stuff out. Yeah, we on 5 of them things right now. That's what we do. Take care of business. So 99 cents subscribe. You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff that everybody don't see. And the Don done told you to go everywhere. T-Rock done told you to go ahead and take somebody's, money out of the pocket or something. We ain't doing none of that. But we rock and roll. That's how we do. So make sure you go ahead and take care of business with that. Next week, we got some Powerhouse also lined up for you guys. We ain't playing. Nobody does it like us. Nobody. And speaking about nobody does it like us, tonight, we got the Wildcats in the house. Coach Thompson, Waggener High School football, and track extraordinary coach, man. What's going on, Coach? How you doing?
I'm hanging tough, brother. I'm hanging tough. How are you?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Love it, man. I think
All
you're
right.
like the second Waggener coach that we had on here. We had a second Wagner's coach, and we had a former player. So, hey, much love to you guys and all this kind of stuff. So, this is your first year as a head coach, right, at Waggener?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
First year head football coach, yeah.
Man, how's that transition been, man? How's that been going, your first year leading up to this?
I like to call it business as usual. I've been around coaching at Waggener pretty much since 2010. I've been under. I've been lucky enough to be under a multitude of coaches. Coach Rob Rawls, Jordan Johnson, and lately my predecessor Ty Lawson.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Coach Lawson was
so
on.
I feel like it's normal though.
You just doing your thing. 10 years,
Yeah,
14 years.
It's for me. Business.
Yeah, 14 years, man. That's
I wasn't thinking of it that way. I really wasn't. It has been that while. Yeah.
Yeah, you a staple,
Time
man.
flies, boy.
Time flies. All that. So it's been a smooth transition because everybody know you. You've been in the house.
That is true. Everyone knows me. I've been all over the track and field program as the head guy for, I'd say maybe I guess it's been 8 years. Wow. So a lot of times I've taken them from the spring, and then I go back and I'm fortunate enough the guys I've worked with have treated it much like a partnership with me. Coach Lawson, me and him played football at Waggener in high school. Uh, that's my guy right there, and he stepped away for his own reasons, you know. And me and him still good buddies, and we still talk football. But it's just me, and the reason I never would try to become a head coach anywhere really is because I didn't think I'd have anyone to coach with me. But I've been fortunate enough to have a full staff come on board of great individuals who love supporting me and love football and love these kids the way I do. And heck, I mean, it's 9 o'clock at night. I'm just now getting finished after I've been up since 4 a.m. after I go pick up kids and stuff.
Woo wee, yeah, coach. You done had a long day taking care of business and all that kind of
It's a
stuff
long day.
like that. Understand that's What year did you come out of Wagner?
I'm an '05 graduate.
Okay, okay.
So a lot of people know that time. Chris Wolf was our head football coach at the time. The great Chris Wolf over at Mel.
The great Chris Wolf.
We had yeah. That's my guy right there. I'm under him. And Alfonso Smith is a notable name that went pretty far at UK, Arizona Cardinals, San Francisco 49ers, and he actually coached at University of Michigan in hardball.
Wow.
And he came back to Wagner to coach too, crazy enough.
Right. He actually, coach, of course, Coach Wolf, you know what I'm saying, being a male grad at AM, he's been on the show. We do things for them. But Mr. Smith's been on the show also. So, without a doubt. So we reached out. So, this is the great thing. We want to, like I said, give you an opportunity for people to get to know you a little bit better. We know you're a superstar. We done seen you on about 1,000 podcasts and not ours. Come on, man. We the dopest. Where you been at, coach? What is going on? Who's the AD? I got a holler,
man. Hey, I just make time, man. I make time, and I'm just happy and fortunate enough for you all to have me.
Hey, it's all good, man. It's much love. So let's get it rocking and rolling. You done had a long day, so we're gonna get this started, man. So what inspired you to start coaching football?
Well, back when I was inside of college, I went to college and played football and ran track. But I've always known this about myself, even as a player and a coach. I've always been a football player or a football coach that coached track or ran track. It's really in my blood, like my uncles raised me up, showed me the way. My cousin, Rob Ross, that was the first head coach I actually started coaching for. He's the whole reason I even came to Wagner as a student. I actually coached for him. I drove back and forth from EKU every day to coach as an internship with him. So it's in my blood. I love football and I love track as well, but I do feel like I'm probably a better impact on football than I am in track.
So you're an EKU grad?
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Colonel.
Hey, much love, man. My pops graduated, played basketball at EKU. My mother went there. My siblings graduated from there. I was the only one that didn't. I went to U of L, did what I had to do. But, hey, much love. I got much respect and much love. Hey, come on, man. It's on, man. Let's rock and roll, brother. It's going to be a great interview. I can feel it already, brother.
Yes, sir.
All right, Thompson. So, Thompson, can you describe your coaching philosophy and how you implement it in with your team?
My coaching philosophy is, I'd say that it's, moving to the strength of the kids. People say all the time, it isn't about what you know, it's about what they know, right? Or what you can get them to know, actually. So you gotta feel the vibe and the energy of your kids and create that morale. You have to have a sense of culture. You have to build it if it's not non-existing. So the heartbeat of the kids as a unit is very special, and I've been fortunate enough to experience that. Whether it's on a losing team or a winning team or a team that just has a lot of energy or a team that doesn't have much energy, but as long as they're sync, then they can be successful. And every team has its own success,
Right.
So my philosophy is feeding on to the kids, you know.
Now, you hit something that I'm going to hit on, and getting everybody in sync and all this kind of stuff. So the next question is, how do you keep a positive team culture within your program? Because you get new people, people be transferring or leaving, whatever, new eighth, ninth graders and stuff like that. So how do you keep a positive team culture?
You got to show care. You got to show care, your care for them. You have to pull out their care for you, and you got to get them to see the care with one another. We were fortunate enough to be able to attend Kentucky Westland for football camp this year, and for the first time, that I've never even heard of this, even when I was a student. With the many camps I've went to with Chris Wolf, the day of the last day of camp, we couldn't wait to leave. We're tired of 3 days.
Right.
This year, our kids were excited and they wish they could stay. I'm like, gosh, how are you? Like, that's foreign to me, but they
Right.
loved it. They loved their time. I took their phones away, gave it to them for 1 hour a day, and they act like they didn't even care to miss it. I was like, this is strange, right?
Mm.
So it's just a different group. You have to do things differently to get people to sync, and just to spark up a conversation.
Right. Yeah, that's good.
All right. All right. So, what do you see as the biggest challenges facing high school football programs today? And how do you address them as a coach?
Biggest challenging challenges that are addressing high school football. I'd say, right. It depends on where you are in the country. Obviously, I'm happy to be here in Louisville, Kentucky, home. But what we experience here in Jefferson County is definitely far from what the rest of the state experiences, as well as the rest of the country. Uh, One thing that I've experienced with track and field that, at least at our school at Waggener, that became, I don't want to say a nuisance or irritating, uh, but it was something different. It's when you offer things to the kids, right? And being at a small school like Wagner, we share athletes, right?
Right.
So volleyball, men's volleyball started this past. I guess it becomes official this year, but we had a team this past spring, and a lot of football coaches, a lot of track coaches as well, see that as a threat. But for me, for Wagner, I'm doing whatever I need to do. So a first time head football coach in the spring, I'm over here because I have my CDL as well. I'm driving around volleyball during spring football practice to make sure they get the games, and it had some of my starting football players on there. And for me, I'm against being discouraging to the kids to do anything. Like
Right.
at Wagner, I tell them, hey, you can do another sport and be successful in football. But you just understand you gotta focus, you gotta have a plan, you gotta follow that plan. But one of our guys, he got to learn how to soften his touch with volleyball. Because I honestly told him, I said, I'm not sure what you're gonna gain, but he actually gained something. I feel like if you want to pull something out of anything positive, you can. So I preach that to the kids all the
Coach.
time. Every
Coach.
situation is a negative.
Coach, let me ask you this real quick: is it a threat because it's the
Okay.
the, the time frame of, like, is volleyball, is the men's volleyball basically the same time as track season? Is that what it is?
Men's volleyball is the exact same time as outdoor track season. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
but for us at Wagner, we're really able to make it work when you have an understanding, especially two understanding coaches. And I thought we had that. Uh, so you want to, the theme is bigger, faster, stronger, right?
Right.
And the number one way to get faster for me is run track. I feel like every athlete in the building should participate in track. However, that doesn't happen, but they're able to do that at Wagner. I go out of my way to make sure, even if I have to stay a little bit longer, and after I take them home later, that's fine. I'll make it happen. Uh, but the goal is for them to have the support because, I mean, heck, they could not be doing anything really and be getting into trouble and mischief. So
Hey,
I'm
coach.
happy that they want to hang around us. I tell them to stay around the school.
Cool. Cool. We had Dr. Brooks on here, and and we was talking about it, like we had about a couple of weeks ago, and how it was getting sanctioned. now and that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. Like, so I do expect other schools to pick up and do more. It's growing and stuff like that. But wasn't thinking about the time frame. I was thinking maybe
Yeah.
it was going to be in the fall, but it's probably best that it wasn't. Just in case you did have some football. But then, like you said, you got
True.
track. So yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
I just wanted to be clear. I like men's volleyball. I think it's great. It's an awesome opportunity for especially our young African American kids to have another avenue to try to achieve an athletic scholarship. Uh, the only thing that is flawed there, and it's brand new. So unless we point out that there are issues, it's never going to get fixed. It's you have to off season train, especially if you're within a sport for football or basketball, heck with track.
mm-hmm.
Uh, but if that off-season training isn't complementing the sport, that's what makes it troublesome. But
Right.
I think there's a way we can connect. We have a new volleyball coach at Wagner, Coach Reynolds. Me and her are pretty good. So I was like, hey, we're gonna figure out a way to make this work because we do have guys in the building that could really help. That could
Yeah,
learn the sport and it could help
yeah.
them. You know.
My I'm wondering as I'm processing this is that you know we've had some volleyball players on here, and of course it's been females. So it's been big in Louisville for years.
Uh-huh.
Travel ball. So I
Yeah.
wonder, like, is that going to pick up steam? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
is that going to be popping up because that has helped the city out, the state out with the
Uh-huh.
volleyball travel. That we got a lot of young ladies that got big time scholarships, like from
Uh-huh.
Texas, Louisville, Kentucky, other places. So like you saying, it's a real thing that you can't have
Yeah.
another avenue. But like you said,
Yeah.
let me ask you this though, Coach. So working out the kinks, and you're sharing that with us. So I guess who do you work the kinks? Not like who are you able to talk to? Do you go to your athletic director? You sit down with him, or do you do an email to Dr. Brooks? Like hey, that kind of stuff. And I'm not saying that you trying to start stuff, but it's like this is different. All this kind of stuff, and pretty much everybody probably to play multiple sports anyway that's in these positions regardless, so they understand that it's a time frame and everything. So who do you go to even just to like voice opinion to?
uh Voicing opinions, I'm a straight up person. I like to go up and I have those relationships with my colleagues, especially at Wagner. We're able to really talk about anything, and we both, whoever I talk to, we understand we're here for the kids. It's
Right.
whatever gets them going. If heck, if volleyball gets someone going, then heck, I will be there, support them. If football, vice versa, they're there. But you can't be afraid to have the conversation. Our athletic director, James Dumstorf, awesome individual. He was my track and field coach in high school. He's the whole reason I came back to Wagner to
Okay.
coach.
Mm.
He asked me to come back and do track. And then it kind of went to football and stuff. And I actually jumped into wrestling for a little bit too, believe it or not.
Oh, coaches
But
everywhere. Coaches everywhere.
Coaches are
three sports, I'm always at Wagner, right? They tell me I need to go home.
right.
So the
Oh
thing about
man.
this, you got to be able to have these conversations within your athletic department, and you got to have an athletic director who's not afraid to put coaches together and see and pick our minds. And we got to have a facility too. If you don't
Right.
have the facility, it's going to make it kind of tough for you.
Right.
So our athletic director, he puts us in a good spot. And us coaches, we put our minds together, and even if it's an unconventional thought, I've even thought like sometimes our football kids get tired of the same conditioning routines. Maybe I take them inside the gym with our volleyball girls
Mm,
during fall. Hey, let's play a volleyball game because
Mm.
they love the competition. Let them get
right.
whooped up by the girls, or
All right.
vice versa.
I
Just
love it.
being
I love
unconventional.
that.
You know.
I love it. Real quick before we go to the next question, and what you brought up, first of all, I love it that it's dope that you're talking about that because this is conversations that need to happen. But I do
Yes,
love like
sir.
switching up the condition. I used to be jealous. I was defensive lineman at Male, and so
Mhm.
the offensive lineman would go to this one was at Old Male would go to the gym and play basketball while we out there
Yeah.
running slaving. These big dudes is in there knowing that they can't hoop. Well, there's about a couple of them can hoop, but it's like, but it was switching it up. I like that switching it up.
Yeah.
I love that. So let's go to this real quick because, like I said, I know you've been at a long day. So how do you have your players work on the mental part of the game?
The mental part of the game is huge. This past summer, we did a leadership portion. And where I got the idea, I'm prior military, by the way. I was in the Army.
Okay.
But we had some National Guard recruiters that threw this idea about doing a leadership camp with our kids. They got a little bit busy during the summer. It was unfortunate they weren't able to do it. Couldn't get a hold of them. So I hung with that idea, and I remember some of the training that I went through as a soldier myself. So I put our kids through that, and especially the mental part of it. And a lot of it's showing video, just exposure. Exposure is everything. So having different videos, talking to them about it, letting them provide feedback on their mindset of it, and that's how you learn. You can talk at a kid all you want, but if they're not engaging in a conversation, it's not effective communication.
That's
Are
right.
they really retaining anything? Like
Mhm.
I do that with our plays too. It's like, hey, what do you see? What do you think of that? Right? Let's go back and forth rather than just put it out there. So this year we had leadership camp, and I thought it went very well. It went very well. We did it for a week, and we sit them down. I show them a specific video or a specific scene or a meme, and I get their intake, and I make it interactive.
Coach, thank you for your service, man. I mean, that's real. I really appreciate
Thank
that.
you. No problem.
Oh man, good stuff right there. Good stuff. What do you think makes a good coach, Coach?
Uh, the same thing we demand from our athletes, not giving up, right? It's easy to hear a coach say, and I've heard it throughout life. They just don't get it and just moving on, right?
Mm-hmm.
A wise coach once told me, uh, if they don't get it, it's still your responsibility to figure out a way for them to get it,
Yes, sir.
because other people have different styles of learning, right? Some people may be visual, some people may be auditory. Some people are practical. You got to move them in that direction. So uh, I'm curious of developing kids. That is really my top priority. I, I've had and obviously coaches has seen, we've had guys at Waggener come through star-studded, right? I've had that, and I've loved
Mm-hmm.
that moments with them. But the best moments always would be that kid who couldn't walk and chew bubblegum at the same time to become a world beater.
Right.
It's like, gosh, you see them grow into not only a man, but like a star. And I've seen that with my girl track athletes. I've seen that with guy track athletes and football players. It's like that is the best feeling. And they always are super appreciative and come back and they get it. And I always tell every kid, even I work security in the building at Wagner, kids get in trouble and
Don't you do, Coach?
they're impulsive. Yeah, I do a lot.
He also serves them hot pizza on Tuesdays.
Hey, on Tuesday, if you want some
What
pizza, come
don't you
holler at
do?
us.
What don't you do?
I do it all. But those kids they get in trouble, and over, they're impulsive. I say, hey man, you may not get it right now, but you will get it. I'll place a little seed, and I can tell that hey, they're gonna grasp it. And hopefully, it doesn't happen when you're 22. Hopefully, it's not when
Man,
you're 28. You come back, but hey, you will
Right.
get it.
Right.
So my philosophy is to ensure that the kid has that perfect opportunity to get it. It may drive us crazy. We pull out all our hair, but hey, I'm not going to quit on that kid. I'm gonna figure out that their niche.
Right. Right.
mm,
So, Coach,
the perfect example was my son. Perfect example.
we'll get that
Oh
before we
man,
wrap up,
Don,
because I got some questions for you to Don. So we'll get that before we wrap this up. So, Coach, what was the best piece of advice has anyone given you about coaching football?
ooh, lately, I've been receiving a lot of advice from a lot of people. And by the way, I just want to shout out the multitude of coaches around the city of Louisville. I get random messages, random emails, and I'm so appreciative that people think of me to where they want to communicate with me and just give me some type of advice. I
Right.
love it. I take it all in, that's who I am. Well, one of the advices that I've received was, uh, you gotta, I cannot go overboard, right? I have to be approachable. I have to be approachable, right? And we all have experienced these different coaches, right? That are just like, you're just kind of intimidated with them. They're a lot, right? But those type of coaches are typically that I've been around have been amazing people. And if some of these kids that didn't feel intimidated by them got a chance to really tap in with them, I'm curious to how that relationship would blossom even further. Not saying that the relationships with them didn't blossom at all. I'm just saying
Right.
how quicker or how further would it blossom. So I try to just stay mild mannered and be approachable. And it's the weirdest thing for me and my kids. I tell them all the time, I say, stop it. Like when I come in, they get nervous during the drill because I'm over there watching them. I'm like, you
Right.
wasn't nervous last year. I mean, I'm like, what's different? I'm
You the
still
head
me,
man,
right?
coach. You the head man.
Yeah, I said, I might have to cut my
Right.
beard off, right, or something.
It's a whole
Yeah,
different
but
different
yeah,
title.
I'm the same me, So,
Right.
but being approachable because the kids, you got to listen to the kids. They have so much to say, and they're watching everything. So once our generation figures out to hear them
Mm-hmm.
and really listen, we can make change. We can prepare them and catapult them a little bit, because they have some wonderful ideas, believe it or not. They really do. I'm
Right.
lucky enough to have great kids around me.
Good. Good.
All right, all right. All right, coach. What do you think sets football apart from other sports?
Ooh, it's war. It is war. It really is war. The preparation, it is war. Uh, one thing that I got exposed to when I started coaching wrestling, and I'll say it right here, that is a different type of war. Uh, that mental mindset of it's just you out there
Mm-hmm.
is real. So I've always said football's the toughest sport, right? Wrestling is the toughest sport because you're by yourself and you have to tap into yourself and show that belief. But anytime that you can pull a multitude of people around each other and them to gather around you, that is hard to do. Lately, I've been talking to my kids about the 4 levels of competitors. Coach Soleil at the Jets mentioned that in the Hard Knocks video. You have your your survivors, right?
Mm-hmm.
You have your contenders, you have your actual competitors, which is the actual goal. But there's another level that's called a commander, right?
Mm.
And I can get into all that, right? But uh, that right there is huge. That's huge, and it speaks at least at my program, and
Right.
we go over it all the time.
No, that's tough though. I mean, and I love like you can pick. You can, you. It don't make no difference. You can always learn different things. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're watching and pick
Yeah.
up and things like that. And especially I know that as a coach, being that you've been coaching different sports and being around other coaches, being a sponge. You
Yeah.
want your
Gotta be.
kids to be a sponge, but a coach has
Mhm.
to be a sponge also. You know what I'm saying? Like you said,
Yeah.
you gotta listen. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
The times is different from when we played.
Man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. That is
big
true.
time difference. You know what I'm saying? That social media is a whole different. Everything is different, but you got to learn
That's
how
not
to
a bad thing.
embrace it. But you got to learn how to embrace all that
Mhm.
and still teach values to kids too. You know what I'm saying? Because you got certain coaches like stay off her, get off her, don't do that. Well, I mean, come on, bro. Let's be real. Let's be real,
Yeah,
brother.
you have a kid, and this is what I noticed with this generation. With my generation, Chris Wolf, for example, he tells me, "Hey, clear that hole. That hole's gonna be cleared,
Clear,
or I might knock myself out trying." Right?
right?
This group of kids, they're gonna say why,
Oh yeah,
and it's so irritating. It's so
Yeah.
irritating to say why. But what I've learned is that when you tell them why, then they're like, okay, they'll do it, which
yeah,
is actually brighter. I'm like, the reasoning behind it. I just did it because my coach said do it. You want to know
different.
why,
Yeah,
and maybe that helps you in doing it. I don't know, but I find that brighter. honestly.
Yeah, because if the coach said, "Well, I don't know," because I just said it, then you done lost some people.
Right.
Yeah,
Like you
yeah. Especially
said,
these group, yeah, they
yeah,
gonna shake
it's totally
quick.
different. Yeah. So, coach, let me ask you this real quick. So, what? Okay, let's get into some stuff individualized with some of the kids, and we be going back and forth. But what drills do you think are essential for developing players?
Uh, specific drills. Well, tackling. Football's about blocking and tackling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, a pursuit drill is huge,
Mm.
team wise. Pursuit is everything, right? You got to show them how to be that dog, if you will, chasing the bone, because
Mm-hmm.
that sometimes is unnatural for some folks.
Right.
But also you got to break it down. Like one thing that I've learned, and I honestly been talking to some of my older teammates and about the ways they've learned. It was amazing to hear from one of my teammates, Dr. Clark. He's up at Uyi He's the director of diversity, right?
Okay.
Uh, he was a lineman. So with Coach Wolf, how he taught them and how he taught us, it was really the same, but it was just different. But he broke it down. You
Mm-hmm.
got to break it down in phases to where we called it bird dog and taking steps to each whistle blow, you know. Uh, I'm revisiting that. I'm like, yeah, he really broke it down. So with tackling, it is such a violent thing and people shy away that you have to break it down. I've been able to attend what do they call it? Hawk style tackling sessions that at different football clinics and stuff, and that breaks down tackling, right?
Mm.
And it shows it in a safe way to where you can really get excited about it. I unfortunately was at that time was put in front of a big old Brahma bull as he was probably like 200 pounds and I was all of 145 soaking wet every single day taught to go bite the ball to the angle, bite the ball to, and then head up every day, seeing stars, you know. But it showed me mental toughness and it was broken down, but you can break it down further, you know, and that's what I focus on breaking down tackling that way. I focus on breaking down blocking that way because the greats tell me football is about blocking and tackling.
You know what? You know when you talk to another football player because you know not we know we got first of all concussion and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we played, I don't know too many, especially because I was a defensive lineman. I don't know too many people who had if you saw stars, you got concussed,
Yeah,
and we saw stars, and we did just like this, shook it off,
often.
and like okay, let's go. Because I had to
Yeah,
go against
yeah.
also, being a small lineman, but I had to go against 6'5" and 6'4", 300 pounders, and they sitting there and they headbutting you. Yes,
Hmm.
I got you, coach. I understand
Yeah,
what you're,
yeah.
I understand what you're saying.
No one wants to willingly walk into that. You know, you have to break it down to them, and you got the important thing that people don't do in sports all over. They don't show the kids how to be safe. I was lucky enough to grow with. The reason I got into wrestling was a gentleman named Coach Ramsey, Coach Darius Ramsey. We established a mat day for football, and
Mm,
we all we did was teach them how to fall.
mm,
Like he did mat
mm.
drills that we did in wrestling, and showing the kids how to flip. You know how to flip appropriately, how to
Right.
do a cartwheel. You'd be surprised how many people these kids do not know how to do a cartwheel. It's crazy. It's
Wow,
crazy.
that's what we had to
Like,
do.
Yeah.
yeah, right. I promise. Hey, if you go to any school in Jefferson County, and I'd say at least 90% at every school, cartwheels
Wow,
problem.
can't even do it. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Hey, Will,
but
that's crazy.
that's safety, right? Like, hey,
Right,
how do you fall like appropriately, especially in a violent game such as football? Hey, and basketball, right?
right, right,
Basketball, I tell people, hey, it might be a little bit dangerous, more dangerous than football because at least you have on equipment and you're
right.
falling on soft grass or turf. You're gonna
True,
fall on hardwood floor doing some maneuvers that people are doing on the football field.
true. That's
Mm,
true.
right, right, right. All right, coach. So, who is your favorite coach and why? No matter what league, no matter all over.
What sport? Yeah, yeah.
What sport? Yeah.
Let's see. I always wanted to meet John Madden. Like from growing up, that there's things that he said that just stuck with me. I give you two things, right? The thing about catch used to drive me crazy because there are times, and my teammates hopefully don't see this because they'll definitely love to throw a little bone at me. Uh, if the ball hits your hands, you gotta catch it. Like it hit your hands, and I've been the one to drop it at times. That was key, and that's true. That is true. If it hits your hands, you got to catch it, right?
Right.
The second thing that I still tell the kids probably weekly, football player has to have short-term memory. You make a bad play, you forget about it. You make a good play, you forget about it. You got to live for the next play. So those things echo from Coach Madden. Uh, but there's a slew of coaches that I ultimately respect. I look up right now. I'm a huge Ray Lewis fan, right? And I love quotes and motivational speakers. But I'll say in the state of Kentucky, I don't think there's a coach that's taught me more. I say the combination of Chris Wolf and Rob Ross, they did a really good job with us teaching us actual football, and coaches that I've actually worked for, uh, Coach Lawson and Coach Johnson. I've learned so much. Coach Johnson poured a lot in me, and we didn't know each other at first, and he took a chance and he poured a lot in me, and I was capable. Still at this time, I still learn from Coach Lawson. That was my quarterback. He's my peer, and sometimes you got to be able to learn from your peers. Like he has a heck of a football man. So me and him talk often. I still learn from him. He learns from me, but I don't know what he's learning. But I'm like, hey, I'm just telling you what it is, bro. But
Nah, you good.
yeah, great football minds are all around me. They really are.
Make sure you tell Coach Lawson I said what's up, man. It was one that had, like I said, I interviewed him about a couple of years ago, and it was a joy, you know what I'm saying, to interview him because I know it was football and baseball and all that kind of
Yeah,
stuff like that. So definitely tell him I said what's up,
I
Coach.
will.
So let's get into this real quick. Let's see. What do you think makes a was is great football player, but let's say good football player. You want to achieve to be the best, but what
Yeah.
makes a good player?
What made a good player back in the day versus now is a little bit different. And maybe I'm biased from this summer, but just showing up, right? Showing up makes a good football player. You just got to show up. If the program's ran right and the doctrine's in place, you'll become good, right? Uh, and then effort. So I go with these things, uh, with these acronyms, if you will. Actually, they're not really acronyms, but it's stance, alignment, assignment, execution, and effort. That's what I measure my guys on. That's their grade. I just recently added something that's is very laughable, but it's true. In front of stance, I put common sense, right? Because
Hey.
call it crazy, but
Hey.
if where's my corner at? Where's my corner at? Bomb over Baghdad because I don't have a corner in, and I'm like, how do you not know you're not in? You shouldn't be taking yourself out. That these are common things that you really have to go over.
Right.
You have to, like in the military, it was ABC 1 2 3. It seems super simple, and certain books made it sound like you're stupid, but it ain't that you're stupid. You just have to go over it because some people need it. Some people need that conditioning. It's like riding a bike.
Right. Right. No, I love that. I love that, Coach. Because yeah, common sense is not too common.
Huge.
Common sense is
Yeah,
not
it's
too common,
not.
and that's in
Hey,
every
you can say it
profession.
again. You
That's
can
in
say
every
it again.
profession. That's in every
Right.
part of life, every walk in life. So no, I love that, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah. That is huge, and I think, I'm big, and I tell my coaches this, right? Because in our staff, I pretty much coach the coaches. It's
Okay.
the weirdest thing. For them, they feel weird. I'm feeling normal, but it's like I know that they feel weird, and I'm trying to. I say, hey, when it's all said and done, it will make sense, right?
Okay.
But
Okay.
but the thing about common sense is that you can't expect someone to know. Like if you're really going to pour into someone, you have to expect that they don't know,
Right.
and it's okay for them to say, "Hey,
Right.
I know," but it's covered. All bases is covered. It's almost like heck, a blocking scene, gap down backer, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to just run straight to the backer. You got to check the gap first. You got to check
Right.
down and back. And though there's no one there, but at least you know that the job is done, right?
True.
So
Mm,
playing with life, with information.
Love it. Love it.
no doubt. No doubt. So, Coach, what defines a successful season for a team, in your opinion?
Especially
Success.
your new season. I mean, even though you've been on the staff and
Right.
you've been rock and rolling, you Wagner's
Yeah.
going through that bloodline. What this year? What's gonna make it a successful season?
Success is what's measured internally, not externally.
Okay.
So just for example, you gentlemen, y'all are awesome. What you all feel is successful is not what's gonna propel what I feel like is successful within myself
True.
or with our
Right.
team. So
True.
you set goals for a reason, right?
Mhm.
Tony Dungy said it best: "A goal without a plan is a wish," right?
Right.
So you gotta set goals, and whatever that goal is, that is your success, right? Accomplishing goals. I tell my guys, and I'll release this to the world. All right, you get it here first. All right,
Let's
I'm
get it,
doing this
baby.
for y'all. One thing about me, I have pet peeves, right? And this is home. This is really personal. I cannot start my day, and this is before the military. I cannot start my day without making my bed. I cannot. Oh, it drive. I can't. I physically can't. So that is the first goal I accomplish of the day, right? There's many goals in your day, but what gets you going? That is like, it's first down, right? I need a first down. That is my first down. It gets the momentum rolling, right?
Love it. Love
So like you gotta start somewhere, and you have to create these goals to grow from. That is what success is, and it's going to be different everywhere, right?
it. Right.
Heck, like Paul Mandeville is my guy, it's my boy over at Doss.
Mhm.
What his team's goals are and what my team goals are, totally different. I don't
Right.
know what his goals are. I don't care what his goals are. He don't care what my goals are. I
Right.
care about my team's goals and are we achieving them? And
Right.
that is what success is. That is
Co-
whatever
Coach.
you dictate that.
Coach, give me a go, man. What for this? Give me one. I don't need
Just
all of
one.
them. Give me one. Break it on here, Coach. Let's go.
Let's put it like this: one goal that
One go.
our offense.
Okay.
And I've talked with my quarterback. It ain't just something I just threw out there. I said you got to learn your kids and you got to hear them out. One goal we want to we want to throw for at least 200 yards per game. Per
Okay.
game. That is our personal goal. 200
Okay.
yards. Whenever we don't do that, we feel some type of way.
Okay.
That's one goal.
Love it.
Okay.
Love it.
And
That's what's
that's made about a kid. And actually, I give you two. This one's
Okay.
for free, right?
okay. Okay.
Uh-oh.
With the track and field program at Waggener, since I've had it, the requirement has been a 2.5, right? You got to have
Mhm.
a 2.5. It's just what it is. For me taking over football, it's a lot more kids, right? Sometimes that you got to work with them. I say, hey, what do you all want as a team? What GPA? They say a 2.3. So, okay, you all said it. That is the goal. I tell them, I promise you this, we will lose games before I put out a product that doesn't reflect that. I was a governor scholar. I
Right.
just having a team with guys out there who's not without the grades is just the goal. It is school, right? It is school.
Coach,
Right.
did they know that their coach was a governor scholar? And for real, this is for everybody. This is for everybody. I want everybody to know what a governor scholar is because a lot of people don't know. Break it down to them what a governor scholar is. And this is not a Wagner thing. I'm just saying, period. Like governor scholar is the next show I'll be cussing. I can't cuss right now. But anyway, so break it down what a governor scholar is.
A governor scholar is an elite student within the state. Every state has their own governor scholars, and basically, you pull at least my year they pulled around 1,000 students, and I think they had budget issues at the time. I'm not sure exactly how many they pulled now, but 1,000 students throughout the state, and they brought us to multiple campuses for about 5 weeks, and we got to live on campus and basically be a college student after our junior year. So that summer before senior year, and you took basically college courses, right? And afterwards, 5 weeks, you get to graduate and you have this amazing experience meeting other people who are bright individuals. The people that I was around in Governor Scholars are all kind of doctors and astronomers and astronauts and stuff. Heck, Governor Brashear, Governor Scholar. Right.
Yeah.
There's a few Governor Scholars that I know for sure. I can say Governor Brashear was the Governor Scholar. Our athletic director, Coach Dumpstorf, he's the one who told me about it when I was young. And, I didn't want to do it at first because I didn't want to miss football during the summertime, but I did it. I was upset. I was upset about it. I had to go. I went to Bellarmine's campus, and it really messed with my mind because I'm like, I'm still in the city of Louisville. Everybody else is at college, and I'm like, just let me go to practice and come back. Like that's all I wanted. And but I had to go through that. But it was really one of the best experiences I've ever had in life. That is a true accomplishment that I hold true and dear. And yes, it happened in high school, but it spoke highly. And at the time, believe it or not, Waggener had more Governor Scholars than Manual. Believe it or not. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk to a male grad, so say it again. What happened? What happened? What you said? Yeah.
What you said.
That don't mean anything. I'm just gonna say that.
Right.
But I love it. That's like, okay, what it's gonna be, what GPA and all this kind of stuff, because you take it seriously, and I love that.
Yeah,
that's how it should be. That's how it should be.
And you were accepted to any institution in the state of Kentucky automatically.
Good stuff.
That was huge.
So, Coach, what are some of your weaknesses as a coach?
Ooh, I'm aware, and I have. That's the beautiful thing with the staff I have. They are not afraid to ask me questions, but I have a support cast at Waggener that they are not afraid to keep it a buck with me. Oh yeah, they keep it a buck. I am king of having all these ideas. I have these phenomenal ideas, and you don't have them. Just getting it out to you. Mm-hmm. I need questions to be able to pull them out. One weakness, coaching weakness that Jordan Johnson used to tell me at the end of the year when we did our coaching evaluations. He said, "Man, speak up, because I'll see something and I'm like, I'm not gonna say anything about it, which that is a weakness. Speak up, say something, right? But now that I'm in the hot seat as a coach, now I'm speaking up all kind of stuff, and my poor assistant coaches on our Google Meets calls, they got 3 hours with me, and they're finding out things. They're like, damn. I'm like, I have to give it to you. And like, this is my weakness. This is me trying to work through it. And I tell them straight up, I'm like, I'm going to try to give everything to you. I might talk a little fast, and I said, just ask me questions. That'll be the best way.
Right.
So yeah, that is definitely a weakness. And spread myself too thin. That's been my weakness, heck, since college. Like, I do that. I try to do everything in the world for anybody.
Love it.
All right. That's a lot of love right there. So we talked about your weaknesses. So what are some of your strengths as a coach?
Strength is that the job has to be finished. I want the job to be finished. I'm going to stay. I'm going to try to be the last man to leave every single time to make sure that every check is checked. Every T is crossed, every I is dotted. I'm not afraid to come in. Like, I'm honestly, you ask people, I'm at Waggener 7 days a week, right? I'm going to be there, and I'm available. I try to be available to everyone. Let's see, another strength of mine is that I'm not afraid to do it. I would do. I'm not going to ask anyone to do anything that I wouldn't do. And that was something from the military that I learned. Like, as a great leader needs to have a great span of view of all, and they need to be the first on and first off. Don't ever ask someone to do something that you wouldn't do.
Right. Right. Let's go.
Yeah.
So, hey, Coach, and I know that, like, this is your first, you're as a head coach, but you've been coaching all, about 30,000 years. So how do you how do you handle conflicts and disagreements among players or between players and coaches?
Believe it or not, I've knock on wood, I've not experienced conflict within coaches quite yet. Right, I've heard
Right.
things that aren't right, or heard things that aren't necessarily going in the best direction, and we fixed it as it gone. I've had some disagreement with players, and like I said, you got to hear them out, and you got to get them to talk. So just say, "Oh, you got to do this. This is your punishment." By the way, I don't really like that term punishment. I prefer consequence.
Right.
Inside of our program,
Right.
we address certain things from the jump. Like everyone's afraid of the push up or this and that. I try to eliminate that because we do that as soon as we go in our locker room. We call it calibrating because some kids are going to be inside the school building acting all crazy, jumping all whatever, and you have some that are just kind of like sleepwalking basically. But when they go in and based on them cleaning their locker room, they have to keep the locker room clean. I'm not cleaning it. I'm not washing girdles.
Right.
I'm not washing jerseys. We teach them. They're young men. They're with me more than they're with their parents sometimes. So I need to show them life skills. So in order for them to really get that inside of I try to say not military fashion, but sometimes it is, right?
It is.
But they have to understand the consequence. Oh, the consequence is this. All right, y'all got this. So that kind of motivates them a little bit. And then when something else happens, like within each other, out the blue, I'm like, well, we got to calibrate more. And they've already calibrated, so they already feel it fresh every
Right.
single day. So they're like, don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. I'm like, well, talk. Let's talk. Let's handle this disagreement. Put your feelings out there. Your brothers on the team, y'all got to talk. You don't have to like each other, but you're going to talk. You got to communicate. That's the non-negotiable about football, especially defense. You got to communicate effectively.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So, yeah.
Very true. Very true. So, Coach, what is your approach to balancing academics and athletes for your suit? I mean, athletics. Let's say that your academics and athletics for your student athletes. Let me get that correct.
Academics and athletics, it's called school. So I'm going to push a lot more to that. I have a great relationship with our leadership there. Dr. Sarah Hitchens, she's amazing.
Great.
The best boss
She
I've
is.
ever had. She holds
Yes,
it down
she's
for
great.
me, and we see eye to eye. I know what she wants. She wants results within our students. I try to provide that using the athletic approach. Using the athletic approach, it is an extracurricular. This is not a right, it's a privilege, right? So you make sure that they understand that and understand what the standard is because it changes per team, right? I said 2.5 for track, 2.3 for football. And right now you do non-negotiables, right? So this is the line. For example, at Wagner, if you have a U at Wagner, you got bear crawls, right? That isn't a punishment. That is a consequence. You got that until those U's turn into a different letter. It may be an I or a U, a D or whatever. It needs to be something other than a U, right? So I'm big on pushing them in the right direction. So I use the term a working 2.5 or working 2.3. That means that they are taking every step to grow every single time to get past the 2.5. Then I still keep track of them, but they have to understand that we are not comfortable sitting here at a grade point average that it won't get me to college, right? To go and understand college and career ready. They may do this, may do that, and not want to go to college. However, if they want to, they need to have that. They have themselves situated to be able to do so. Yeah, I'm telling you, you ain't got to go. I was like, hey, I was in the military. I went to college and joined the military, but you can do whatever you like, but you have to understand the standard of school, right? And your parents, and don't embarrass yourself, your family, or your teachers, because they're spending a lot of time on them, right? I got a great relationship with those teachers in there too.
Love it. Real quick before we get you off here, Coach, there's two things I want to do. First, I'm gonna go to the Don. Don, you had your son that played, under Coach Thompson and all that kind of stuff like that. So what like for the parents who not don't know about the coach. I mean, even though the coach has been there for a minute, but new people coming in the cycle. I'm gonna draw from you. So what can you give them as a parent? What can they know or experience or they will experience from being coached by Coach Thompson?
one thing I can still remember, he was very personal. He talked to him. He's, as a leader, but also as a player coach, I guess you want to say also. So I can remember DJ, DJ loved him, some Coach Thompson. Actually, DJ's watching right now too. He just tuned
DJ.
What's up, DJ?
in.
Dande
he's just
ba.
he's just watching too. He's probably in the patrol car watching, but don't
Oh
say
yeah, that's right. That's right.
that. But yeah, I can remember Thompson. Like I said, it was great, and and then it was a thing. He will also talk to the parents because some coaches are not approachable.
Right.
And I can remember Thompson. Hey, that's how we was. I mean, we got to like actually talk to him and became as in cool with each other and stuff like that. Even after I seen him out, we still relate. We have to see each other out several places, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as in developing, as in the young men, you could
Mhm.
see as in he went through the cycle of at one point I know how my son was, and then it takes a lot having those boys at that age. They thick headed,
Yeah.
so when you talk to them and stuff like that, and I want to tell you that his senior year, he was something to deal with. He was a little
Yeah,
something
he
to deal with.
was.
And so yeah,
That is true.
Thompson was good.
Cool.
Thompson was
Cool.
great.
So, Coach, before we get you out of here, is two things I want to do. First, I want to give you the opportunity to talk about your program, talk about how you're going into the season, anything. You can talk about offense, defense, coach, whatever you do. But go ahead and as I look at it, I give everybody the opportunity to do this because as you have eighth graders
hmm
that hey, I'm thinking about going to Wagner because when I was in school, Wagner was a problem for male. Bobby Radman was there. Like
Oh yeah.
Coach Radman came after my senior year. And should have came senior. I won a championship.
Yeah.
But anyway. So I digress. But no, got a kid that wants to he's looking at Wagner. Why should he go to Wagner? Talk about your program.
For one, I tell our freshmen all the time, and I've been telling them that since, heck, with Coach Johnson, we were on staff. We told them, hey, we didn't bring you here to sit the pine. Like, prove your worth. Like, if you can play and you can learn and you can focus, you'll play. So at Wagner, a lot of places, such as I use the big names, Trinity, St. X, it's rare for them to play freshmen. Shout out to Zane Johnson, won him a
Mm.
state championship as a freshman quarterback. He
Which
used
is
to run around
odd.
our backyard at Wagner all the time. That's my guy. So he's a rarity, right?
Right.
But
Big time.
but at Wagner, you get to come here and you have a chance of playing early, right? And freshmen, you just want to put on the jersey. Freshmen want to put on the jersey.
Right.
Sophomores want to get in the game.
Right.
Juniors don't want the highlights, but it always going to make the season's always going to be a little bit more on the seniors because it's their last hoorah. They get it different from everyone else.
Right.
At Wagner, you have a chance to play. Like that is the one thing we offer. We offer development. I have a player development coach in Coach Starks.
Okay.
So
Okay.
and she's not even on the physical football staff. So
Right.
inside the building, she's gonna keep track of your grades. She's gonna meet with you and see what you need.
Love
At Wagner, right now we got 4 CDL drivers, right? So it's like we're gonna get you home. Like
it. Mm.
and coach knows that I always am out. Like this is early for me. It is 10:02, and I am like happy because I'm home early. All of a sudden I get home at 11:30. I'm going to get the kids home. I'll always tell parents that, and I'm glad you mentioned that about parents. I am personal with parents as well. It is a triangle around this kid. Am I doing it right? Yeah. Triangle
Right there.
around the kid, right?
Mhm.
Teachers, coaches, and the parent.
Mm.
We want this kid to succeed. So we have to have great communication. So parents, even right now, I was before y'all called. I'm going back and forth texting parents in our group chat, our band app,
Right.
and trying to get back to them. I tell them, tell me what you want. Have no fear. I'm not here to fight with you. I don't want to fight with you. I want to find how to fix the circumstance. so Johnny or Susie can be successful, right? And you can be comfortable. In the perfect world, I love doing what I do to try to get parents to not have to pay for college.
Right.
Like, it's amazing if you don't have to pay. Your kid can fund their own way to college, right?
Right.
And we're helping society because
Right.
your kid is taking on responsibility for themselves. It makes our future better, and I feel good about it, right? Everyone should feel good about it.
Right.
The teachers definitely do. The teachers work so hard. Oh my gosh, like especially at Wagner. I know the two schools I can speak on is Wagner, and you go like this, male.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, all my teachers that taught me at Wagner, they are all at male.
Right.
Coach, my Coach Kathy, which is
Woo!
Principal Kathy, right? That was my freshman basketball
that's my
coach.
dog. That's my dog. Yeah, I love it.
Superintendent Polio, he was
Yeah.
my basketball coach and athletic director. John Kelsey was my AD at Wagner. Chris
Right.
Wolf,
Right.
right? Madame
Right.
Stewart, she was my French teacher. Like,
Wow.
everybody went from Wagner to male, and all I can know is at both locations, like, teachers care. They're
Right.
going to do everything in their power to make sure you get it
Right.
and stick with you, right? So I so appreciate teachers. Like, they're amazing. And at least our staff at Wagner, we have it great. And it was really great when I left as a student. And just now, I feel like it's gotten back to where it's amazing like that again.
Love
We
it.
have great turnover staff. So, yeah, it's that triangle, man.
Let me. Okay, so now I'm gonna give you opportunity because you know, granted, you rocking and rolling, man. I mean, for real. Like you taking care of business. You know, this you being yourself is important. You know what I'm saying, and people getting to learn about you. So I'm gonna give you opportunity to thank everybody who's been in your corner. Like, period. You know what I'm saying.
Right.
You know, this right here, this is not, like, granted you've been in you know what I'm saying, military and stuff like that, so we talking about parents, wives, children, everybody, man, who's been in your corner, man, who deserved that shout out.
I feel like it would be unfair for me to try to name names one at a time, because for fear of leaving folks out, right? First off, I have my lovely daughter. I'm gonna name her. Her name's Jada. She lives in Lexington with her mom, and her mom's been awesome, right? Her mom supported me really well throughout the years and still does. But my daughter, I try to be I try to get this training with these kids now, so when she gets older, I'm ready, right? I've had a lot of training with that, and hopefully it comes smooth as it does with the kids now. Especially Danye, right? That's my girl Danye. Had a great time with her in track, right?
I remember those days.
Yeah. But the parents at Wagner, at one point in time, we used to have parent meetings, and we have like two sets of parents show up, like for a football meeting or a track meeting. I have 170 kids, right? Lately, especially last year, we had a parent meeting, and we filled every single locker inside of our locker room with parents sitting in their kids' locker. Had over 30 parents there. They really have shown up, and our relationship that I've built with them has been very helpful. They're not afraid to hit me back, and they want to uplift. Folks who have been helping out fundraising, and I shout out. We have our banners fundraisers that we have. We try to put up banners around Wagner with businesses, and they support our athletic department. And we're also doing that with our broadcast, with William White's broadcast that he does for us. They're going to give them shout outs throughout the broadcast and digital marketing as well. So I've been blessed with just people around me, right? And I just try to be a good person, just like I expect people to be, and it's usually returned. I don't have any enemies. I really don't.
Right.
So I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank all these athletes who give me a chance to coach them over the years. They've taken a chance, because it can be scary, especially when a coach is telling you, "Hey, go run a 400 your first time out of practice." It's like, oh, I'm busy, right? I've done that, right? It is what it is. And give them that shock of a reality, right? And they kept it real. I've kept it real. My co-workers have been amazing, right? Our admin, throughout the years, the coaches who have coached me, and all of my mentors, One great mentor, I give him a shout out, James Webb. Hall of Fame Webb is what I call him, right? CPT timing. So I got great people around me, man, and I just don't want to throw really one name out
No,
there
you
or two
good.
names
No,
out
you good. No,
there.
no, you good, man. And the thing about it is, man, and like the great for the people who do not know, I love this is probably one of my best interviews because normally I go ahead and get the people. I let the Don to go ahead and do this, and so
Uh-huh.
not knowing and then reaching because some people I don't know, period, all that kind of stuff. But I could tell you this, um, for the Wagner people. Wagner Wildcats. If you don't know that you got somebody who's gonna care and love on your kid, academics, athletics, be that be that role model that you need. Not even just the governor scholar. Like for real. This is real. This is real. Like sports has always been everything in my life from growing up. But academics has always been that too. So you got somebody who is a dual person. And then we can say try because he's gonna cure and love on your kid too. So to me, this has been a great interview because get to know you and hear you talk, man. I can see that hey, y'all got greatness in store for you guys, man. And
Yeah.
we can't wait to come out there to see you. And I know I got a W hat that's coming my way without a
Yeah, oh
doubt.
yeah.
Who y'all scrimmage? Are y'all scrimmaging tomorrow? What's going
We
on?
scrimmage, we scrimmage tomorrow at 7:30 at Oldham County.
Boy, the county, the Oldham County, everybody's doing that stuff. Goodness
Yeah.
gracious,
They got it going on.
that's good stuff, man. And I'm gonna tell you what, I have been impressed by you, not just as a coach, but as a person. And I can see, you know, I love it when you're able to go back to your alma mater and
Mhm.
infuse what you learn, but also adapt to what's going on, man. So I know Wagner's in great hands, man. Great
I
hands,
appreciate
man.
that, man. That
And
means a
I
lot.
and I love that, bro. And I love you can come back on the show anytime. I love the Don. That's why he's got the WHS on his chest, triangular,
Yeah.
all that
I
kind
had
of
to,
stuff.
I had to pull it out. I had to pull it out. I went searching.
He said, I
Hey,
got
you
one of
got
them.
that? That's a state championship sweatshirt right there.
Woo, yes,
Those
sir.
who know that, right?
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Hey, I'll throw this little tidbit out there. At our scrimmage, I'm not sure if folks know this, but Coach Redman, right?
My dog.
His daughter is the principal at Oldham County.
She was hell, I think Natalie was a junior when I was a senior. Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Chris was a freshman.
yeah.
Yeah,
He was a freshman when I was a senior.
I remember.
Oh yeah. I know the
Me and
Reds.
Chris was in.
I
We
know
was
the
in the
Reds.
same.
I know the
Yeah.
Reds. Hell, I was mad at him the year I came back. Like after I graduated, I came back and he was coaching Mel. I said, "Hey, coach, what's going on with these with my guys who was starting? They ain't even playing." He said, Willie, I'll start you. I said, I got you, coach. We good. He said, go in the gym, get you some food. All right, coach, we're good.
Hey, you better listen. You better listen. It's the best advice you gonna get.
Yeah, I got you. I'll start you. I don't know about them. You're good. Yeah. But no, man, I'm gonna tell you what, this has been a pleasure. And like I said, come back anytime, man, because I know you building and you got that foundation already for being there, man. And like I said, the Don did a hell of a job getting this going. So feel free, man. And we're gonna look at your schedule, and we'll definitely be out to one of your games for real to support you.
That means a lot, man. It really does. It really does mean a lot. We're gonna try to do everything we can to get these kids to meet up what success means for them, right?
Right,
And
right.
this year one, we're gonna grow. That's the promise I've made to all of them. They're gonna grow. So let's keep growing.
All right, man. Hey, man, God bless you,
Thank
your
you, Coach.
family, and everybody. So
Appreciate
thank you, Coach. We appreciate you.
Thank you all. Appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for having me.
All right, brother. Tough. So I'm gonna see if we're gonna do something. I'm gonna hit old boy real quick. Dude, hey,
That was great.
hey, yeah, man. I mean, You know what? I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say. No, I'm gonna say this. Like I said, you rocked and roll, and you got this, and you got some other ones coming. My thing is this: everybody has a story.
Mm.
You just not like. We all know about the males, the Saint X and Trinities. You definitely gonna know about the male, but we know about that, right. It's the other schools that have great coaches too, man. They've been taught from the greatness, not even just this period, man. Great men and great females that head coaches and stuff like that. But he gets it. He knows it. Wagner's in great hands. He's been schooled. He knows what he's doing, man. And that right there, that's why we want everybody on the show. You know what I'm saying? We reach out. The Don was able to reach out, but don't wait for us. If you got a story, tell us. Let's go. We're gonna put you on. We love interviews because it gives us an opportunity to learn about you and your school, your program, but also these parents. Man, I don't know nothing about Coach Thompson. Well, now you know tonight.
Right.
Better you know tonight. You better ask somebody, and I'm just glad to do that. So we'll drop off on this one. So God bless y'all. We ain't gonna need to drop one. What we food for thought, because we're gonna try to run something else real quick. But thank you guys, and God bless. And thank you, Coach Thompson. Wagner's in great hands.
Appreciate you.
It's the what? It's the what? It's the Will Show. It's the Will Show. Only thing I know, only thing for sure. It's the Will Show. It's the Will Show. Tune in every week. He gonna let you know. It's the what? It's the what? It's the Will Show. Only thing I know, only thing for sure. It's the Will Show. It's the Will Show. How's everything you wanna know? Keep up everything about sports, so you gonna catch his flow. Never be low. Check it every day, cause he gonna upload. You gonna be happy, cause you caught his flow. Talking, he gonna make you even wanna talk. Might even get inspired, take it for a walk. Listen to his voice, yeah, you have a choice. But if you don't listen, you gonna be lost. Catch your attention like Randy Moss. Share it like you really just did a toss. Kick your feet up, enjoy the show like you a boss. He's gonna make you happy, so you don't worry. Like and subscribe and join the ride. Not from Alabama, but we stay roll tide. Shows every night, so you better slide. Hit the nutty zone to be on our side. It's the